Hello and welcome. You are at the right place to birth your dreams. This is Tiffany Jo Baker, helping you navigate the road and relationships well while trying to conceive. Hello friends, this is Tiffany Jo Baker, your couples life and fertility coach, bringing you another episode on how you can thrive through infertility. So today I want to talk about being married to somebody that's different than you. Right? How many of us have married our polar opposites, yet they're our best friends? Well, conflict arises from our differences, even though we were first attracted to the differences in our spouse. So my husband, his name is Brian. We're about to be married for 18 years, and we are complete opposites. However, we have learned the trick on how to make our relationship and our marriage really work and work well. But I remember back in the day, we were loving the differences about each other. He loved that these are his words, not mine. He loved that I was driven, that I was thoughtful, that I was motivated, a get her done type of girl. And I loved that he was stable and calm and just cool and strong and kind and genuine. Well, it didn't take long into our marriage to realize that the things that we were attracted to became our biggest frustration. And that's actually what our pastor, when they did premarital counseling with us, said. And I didn't believe it. He said, your initial attraction can become your biggest frustration. Well, I remember those days. I remember when we were newly married and we would both come home from work and I'm running around the house with this long list of things to do, checking them off, getting them done, and he's on the couch chilling. And here's what I was thinking. I'm thinking, dude, you need to step it up, get up and do something. And Brian is thinking, woman, you need to sit down and chill. And those were our differences that were strengths that were becoming frustrations. So you might be on the fertility journey and married to somebody that's different than you. So how do you do that? And how do you do that well? Especially when you're in a stressful situation and season, how do you navigate that period when y'all are different and it's a time of extra stress? Well, I want to give you 3 tips on how you can thrive going through a fertility journey, being married to somebody that's different than you, somebody that's dealing differently, somebody that's seeing the journey differently, and somebody that's processing the journey as well and valuing things that are different than you. So here's the 3 tips. Number 1 is identify the strengths that you each bring to the marriage, and also coincidentally that you're bringing to the fertility journey. So one of you is probably a feeler and is bringing I feel like we're supposed to do this to the situation. Another one of you is probably a thinker and is bringing the logic and the practical aspects to the journey. It may be being the numbers person as well. So really identify, what do each of you bring, the strengths that you bring to your marriage, and coincidentally, that's the same thing that you'll bring to the fertility journey, and start to value that and see that as a strength instead of a frustration. So that's number 1, identify the strengths that you each have and bring to the journey. So number 2 tip on how to navigate a fertility journey and marriage, being married to somebody who's extremely different than you. Number 2, identify what matters most to you as a couple. So this is huge. What are your core values? What are your beliefs? What matters most to this process? Because that's going to help you determine what you're willing to do to birth a baby or to be parents, and what you're not willing to do. What matters most? At the end of the day, you'll make decisions based on what matters most to both of you as a couple and as a family. So number 2, identify what matters most to you. And number 3 tip for navigating the journey with somebody different than you is choose to laugh instead of get frustrated at the differences. I know sometimes my husband does things and my face, right? You've seen my facial expressions. My face is like, he calls it the, yep, still an idiot face. I hopefully don't do that as much because we're about to celebrate 18 years of marriage. But I used to be like, what are you doing and why are you doing that? But instead, I've learned over the years that those are the things I really do love about him, is that he's different. He's not like me, because if I was married to somebody like myself, I'd be driving myself crazy. So I love his differences, and I choose to laugh instead of be frustrated. Sometimes it's not worth losing your peace over. So those are my 3 tips. I've heard the saying, you can be right or you can be happy. I love to be right, but I love to be happy. So number 1, identify what matters most to you as a couple. Oh, that was number 2. Number 1 is identify the strengths of you as an individual and as a couple, and what you each bring to the relationship. Number 2, identify what matters most to you and make decisions based on that. And number 3, choose to laugh instead of be frustrated. So if you like this video, like it below. I'd love for you to subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of my weekly episodes helping you thrive through infertility. This is Tiffany Jo Baker, your couples life and fertility support. Well, there you have it. It's another episode of learning how to thrive through infertility. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment below so we can connect, and hit the bell so you can be notified of future episodes to help you thrive through infertility, birth your dreams, and navigate the road and relationships well while trying to conceive.